marveled very much. Then I said, for what object is this blessed land, which is eternally filled with trees, and this accursed valley between? And then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, this accursed valley is for those who were accused forever. Here shall all the accursed be gathered together, who utter with their lips against the Lord unseemly words, and of his glory speak hard things. Here shall they be gathered together, and here shall be the place of judgment. In the last days there shall be upon them the spectacle of righteous judgment in the presence of the righteous forever. Here shall the merciful bless the Lord of glory, the eternal King. In the days of judgment over the former, they shall bless him for the mercy in accordance with which he has assigned them their lot. Then I blessed the Lord of glory and set forth his glory and lauded him gloriously. And then Enoch goes on a further journey to the east. And thence I went towards the east, into the midst of the mountain range of the desert. I saw a wilderness, and it was solitary, full of trees and plants, and water gushed forth from above, rushing like copious watercourse, which flowed towards the northwest. It caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. And thence I went to another place in the desert, and approached to the east of this mountain range. And there I saw aromatic trees, exhaling the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, and the trees also were similar to the almond tree. And beyond these I went afar to the east, and I saw another place, a valley, full of water, and therein there was a tree, and the color of fragrant trees such as the mastic. And on the sides of those valleys I saw fragrant cinnamon, and beyond these I proceeded to the east. And I saw other mountains, and among them were groves of trees, and there flowered forth from them nectar, which is named Sarara and Galbanum. And beyond these mountains I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, whereon were aloe trees, and all the trees were full of stacte, being like almond trees. And when one burnt it, it smelled sweeter than any fragrant odor. And after these fragrant odors, as I looked towards the north over the mountains, I saw 7 mountains full of choice nard and fragrant trees and cinnamon and pepper. And thence I went over the summits of all these mountains, far towards the east of the earth, and passed above the Erythraean Sea, and went far from it, and passed over the angel Sotiel, and I came to the garden of righteousness. And from afar off trees, more numerous than these trees, and great 2 trees there, very great, beautiful, and glorious, and magnificent, and the tree of knowledge, whose holy fruit they eat and know great wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves are like those of the carob tree, and its fruit is like the clusters of the vine, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree penetrates afar. And then I said, how beautiful is that tree, and how attractive is its look. And then Raphael, the holy angels who was with me, answered me and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which thy father Adam of old, and thy aged mother Eve, who were before thee, have eaten. And they learned wisdom, and their eyes were open, and they knew that they were naked. naked, and they were driven out of the garden. And from thence I went to the ends of the earth, and saw there great beasts, and each different from the other. And I saw birds also different in appearance and beauty and voice, the one differing from the other. And to the east of those beasts I saw the ends of the earth, whereon the heaven rests, and the portals of the heaven open. And I saw how the stars of heaven came forth, and I counted the portals out of which they proceeded, and wrote down all their outlets of each individual star by itself, according to their number and their names, their courses and their positions, and their times and their months, as Uriel, the holy angel who was with me, showed me. He showed all things to me, and wrote them down for me, also their names, and he wrote for me, and their laws, and their companies. And then Enoch journeyed to the north. And from thence I went towards the north to the ends of the earth. And there I saw a great and glorious device at the ends of the whole earth. And there I saw 3 portals of heaven open in the heavens, though through each of them proceeded north winds. When they blow, there is cold, hail and frost, snow, dew and rain. And out of one portal they blow for good. But when they blow through the other 2 portals, it is with violence and affliction on the earth. And they blow with violence. And from thence I went towards the west to the ends of the earth, and I saw there 3 portals of the heaven, open such as I had seen in the east, the same number of portals, and the same number of outlets. And from thence I went to the south, to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 open portals of the heaven, and thence there came dew, rain and wind. And from thence I went to the east to the ends of the heaven, and saw here the 3 eastern portals of heaven open, and small portals above them. Through each of these small portals passed the stars of heaven, and run their course to the west on the path which is shown to them. And as often as I saw, I blessed always the Lord of glory. And I continued to bless the Lord of glory, who has wrought great and glorious wonders, to show the greatness of his work to the angels and to spirits and to men, that they might praise his work and all his creation, that they might see the work of his might, and praise the great works of his hands, and bless him forever.